Good morning, everybody. Just got out here to a new project. Walk around with you for a minute, kind of show you what we got going here, cleaning up around this pond. So, some of the story here, obviously you can see the pond is already drained. We come out here and got a hold of this job. Lady bought the property, wanted to get it cleaned up, and pond was here. Pond was existing. It was badly grown up around it. Hadn't been taken care of in years. You could tell nobody had really done anything with it. So they started out with going around and what is that? Man, we got some mallards on the lake here. It looks like that looks like a drake and a hen, a couple drake mallards, or maybe those are some wood ducks. Can't tell. Anyways, got distracted. Y'all probably can't see them on the camera, but I can. That's pretty cool. So anyways, they started out with cleared a bunch of brush. You can see the brush piles on the other side of the lake. We're going to be burning those today, but they cleared off a lot of brush around the lake. We got a pond management company out here that does, you know, the electrofishing, water samples, you know, to go through and check the water for nutrients, judge the fish size, see what the overall health of the ecosystem is. And the pond was in bad shape. Fish were only like 50–60% of the size they were supposed to be based on age and length and all that. So they were starving for some nutrients. The water clarity, well, the water analysis basically came back to where the water just wasn't, you know, of good quality. Wasn't a lot of nutrients, wasn't a lot of algae growth in it. And there was issues with the standpipe. The standpipe was capped on the back side of this dam. 10-inch pipe, and it had a big cap put on it, like a clean out plug, whatever, you know. It had a plug in it, not a cap, but a plug. So anyways, we knew there was something going on with the standpipe. Once that study came back with those results, it was determined that the lake is just going to be like a kill and start over. Wasn't going to be worth the effort trying to, you know, change the genetics of the fish or build them back up. It's easier to drain it, be able to see what's going on with the standpipe, fix that, fix a lot of the issues and clean up with the lake without any water in it, and go back from there. So when we unplugged the standpipe, there was water pressure on it. It drained the whole lake down because the knife valve on the end of the pipe in the lake was stuck in the open position. So that's why they had plugged it. And the top of the standpipe's got some issues. It's a little broke off. We'll walk over there and look at that later. But today's project, we're going to be cleaning up the head section of the dam. You got the excavator out here. I got to get it warmed up and greased and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to be burning those piles, cleaning up the head section of the dam. We got a lot of trash up here to clean up. We need to reshape a lot of these banks. We got some bad, you know, like runoff ditched area coming through here. A lot of erosion going on. Weird kind of juts out. So we're going to reshape these banks a little bit, clean up some of the dirt. Trying to get better with my camera. I'm bad about talking with my arms. So when I'm holding the camera and I'm talking, kind of telling y'all stuff, I know I'm trying to stop from shaking the camera around so y'all don't get sick trying to watch my videos, but kind of hard to do when you're walking around and you're used to talking with your hands. But anywho, so we got a lot of little trash and stuff to pick up out of here. Reshape some of this dirt, dredge out the bottom of the lake a little bit, get up there into the head section, clean up a lot of the silt and sediment that's washed in for years, get some depth back into it. It's a lot of work to do. It's going to be a really, really nice pond when it's done. It was already a nice pond to begin with. It just needed a little TLC. Don't take care of them, stuff grows up, and then you just got to get it cleaned up. So that is our project for today. You get the machine greased and fired up. She's full of fuel already, so we'll get started here and get y'all some good footage. All right, well, here we go. Let's see here. Got her all greased up. Had to put some hydraulic fluid in her. Glad I brought as much grease with me as I did, because about 30 minutes and 4 tubes of grease later, she's a little wore out, y'all. So definitely holds a lot of grease. But it's not the worst thing in the world. something is going on with this machine where when the hydraulic fluid is cold, it just does not, she just will not like rev up. She wants to like bog down or something. Been trying to get it diagnosed. I think it's either a bypass solenoid on the hydraulic pump or it's the stepper motor on the engine. We're not real sure. But she'll get warmed up here in a minute and start acting right. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but I got a daggum boot cast on my left foot because I rolled my ankle, tore some ligaments. I'm supposed to be wearing this boot cast to limit how much my ankle can bend and let these ligaments heal, but it is aggravating. I can't move my foot right to work my pedals. I gotta think about everything I do. It throws me off in my rhythm. And I wasn't that swift to begin with. I'm not the best operator in the world. If y'all are watching me expecting to see another Let's Dig 18, I have a feeling I ain't gonna do nothing but disappoint y'all, because I ain't nowhere near as good as he is in any aspect of this game. But maybe I'll get y'all some footage that'll be entertaining enough. Oh, little hairy. One little bugger. Alright, got that. Let's walk back up on some solid ground. Like I said, normally I can do this with just, I ain't got to stop, use my hands, but not being able to move my left foot ain't letting me hit my pedals right. It's aggravating. Up here and I had to sort out what we were going to do. Told me to get this mess out of this little like swampy area up here, but I got to looking with all these trees in the way. I ain't got no room to turn, so I had to make sure they knew I was about to knock some trees out from up here. So they didn't tell me anything about taking trees out of this. Just wanted to make sure they were good. You know, be really no forgiveness once the tree's down. Once the tree's gone, it's gone. There ain't no coming back from that. So, before I go knocking trees down on folks' property, I like to double check, triple check, make sure they know which trees are going, which trees are staying. There ain't no confusion. I learned my lesson the hard way dealing with my own family when we bought some family property. The property we live on now, the property was like set up into some multiple different house lots and all, and I was just out working on the property one day, and I didn't really realize exactly where the family had divided the property and all, and I thought I was still on my plot, but I guess I wasn't. I was on another family member's plot, and there was a magnolia tree there, and it was a really random magnolia tree, and I'm like, you know, this don't belong here, I'm gonna get rid of it. So I took the loader and just knocked this magnolia tree over, and you would have thought I killed somebody. That turned into a huge family argument, and they were the family that owned that plot and land. That was their magnolia tree. Apparently they had fallen in love with that magnolia tree, and that was like the best thing on their property was that magnolia tree, and I just destroyed everything good about their property. So it was way bigger of an ordeal than it should have been, but you know, you never know what folks are attached to or not. So anyway, I always like to make sure before I just go destroy stuff. Especially when it comes to destroying trees, because once a tree is down, it's going to take 20 years to regrow. Anywho, our next goal here is we're going to clean up this little, what they're calling the duck pond. And it's really just this swampy kind of dammed up section in the head of the lake that's got a bunch of tree trash in it, where somebody cleared it out. So we're going to get all this stuff grubbed up out of here. Alright, let's see what we can do here. this is a mess. They want me to get up in here and try and clean some of these old dead sticks out of this swampy area. Ain't gonna do nothing with it. Make like a little duck pond out of it. They want to try to get this. So this is like great woody material on the top of like swamp mud. Kind of interesting. So I really wish I had my rake on this thing versus the bucket, but we got to dig dirt on this job. So, and I don't have a fancy quick coupler, so changing from a bucket to a rake is about a 3-hour process. Not 3 hours, about an hour and a half, 2 hour process. Driving the pins out. Just got the bucket on this machine. This is just this is a little bit of a process, but let's try and get this cleaned out a little bit. See if we can get some of this old woody material and make the area, I guess, a little more usable instead of having a minefield of dead trees and sticks and stuff everywhere. We'll see how it turns out. I ain't never really done a cleanup like this, quite like this before. We're making some progress. Just gonna take all this stuff and just kind of rake it back towards me and just try to, I don't know, make the area look a little nicer, I guess. These stumps get some of this loose material. I can't reach out here from the other bank, so what I'm gonna have to do is just bale this stuff backwards, just rake it backwards into a pile in the middle, and then get back over there where I was, grab the stuff and start throwing it off into the woods. So just, as I move backwards, I just rake this stuff and bring it with me. We don't have any mats. I mean, I can't walk on that stuff. It's too sloppy, too muddy. So I got to work right here along this edge. There's trees all around me, so I can't just go wherever I need to go. I got just barely enough room to be able to walk down the edge of the pond, still swing the machine around, still work the boom, and not get into the sloppy stuff where I'm gonna sink. But it's one right track here. I can feel it ain't on hard ground at all. It's kind of like that waterbed effect, kind of rolling around a little bit. But it's holding up. So, made a boo-boo. One of the hardest things about running equipment is you constantly have to remember, like, how many trees are around me? Where are all the objects now? How far did I just move? Is it behind me now? Is it to the side of me? It's so hard to keep track of when you're working in tight spaces. I hate working in tight spaces. I've taken all these trees out. We'll pause when we get up here and I'll show you the standpipe. We got a pipe sitting on the dam up there. That was the trash rack that went over the top of the standpipe. And there's a pond. It's not completely all the way down. Just hung the back end on a tree. I ain't got enough room. I need to keep my stick out over the pond so I can lower it down. But anyways, so the pond's not completely down. There's still water coming out of it. We've had a whole lot of rain here in Georgia over the last 2 or 3 years, and we're still getting more and more rain. So this pond will drain down, it rains, it fills back up, and it's got constant inflow into it. It's spring fed, so it's got good water coming into it at all times. So get a little further up here and we will pause and I will show y'all the standpipe situation. So if y'all follow me on TikTok, this is the cap that y'all are very familiar with that viral video we had, or the plug. Keep calling it a cap, it's a plug, I don't care. Anyways, this was the viral video of the plug we took out with my buddy running the pipe wrench. So here's the trash rack. That's the trash rack they had built to go down over the top of the PVC. So essentially, you can look inside it, and it's got a grate on top, keep trash out. It's got a crossbar that sits there so it doesn't go all the way down on top of the stand, like fall all the way down onto the PVC. And basically this is designed to where water can run through the standpipe, but it doesn't go directly into the standpipe. It comes from the bottom of the trash rack up and levels out and then runs down into the standpipe, and you got the grate and stuff, and that's to protect, you know, turtles from going down it, a beaver trying to get in there and dam it up with sticks, any sort of trash going in and clogging up your standpipe to where it won't flow. And you can see the knife valve there on the bottom is open. That is the way we found it when we took the plug off of the standpipe and the water drained down. And if you see, there is it's dried out enough where I can get close, but not super close. I don't want to sink or fall, but if you'll look on the top of that knife valve, the bracket for the hole that had the opening mechanism, it's broke off. So stole, got damaged. Somebody opened it up one day and that broke off. I'm sure is what happened, and once it broke off, it was done. I mean, they probably could have taken a pole or stick or something and, you know, reached down in there, kind of felt around and knocked it back closed, but they might not have known what type of valve was underneath the water. If it's not the original people that built the pond, then they wouldn't have known what happened. And you can also tell where the top of the standpipe is damaged. So we're gonna have to repair all of that. You know, the valve and stuff we're assuming is good. I have to check it out. Maybe one day this thing will get enough water out of there to where we can get down and really inspect the valve and dry out enough. But definitely gonna have to put a new top onto the standpipe, add a piece to it. You know, it probably only needs, I don't know, if you look across the top of the standpipe to the bank, it probably only needs maybe a foot, 18 inches, somewhere between 12 to 24 inches add to the top of that PVC pipe. So shouldn't be too expensive with prices these days. That's probably, I don't know, probably $1,000 worth of PVC pipe these days. But anywho, it won't be that much, but you get what I'm saying. Inflation's tearing us all apart. So, and then let's walk down here and I will show you what they did to fix this problem. Which, I mean, I don't blame them. I would have done this too. It's not a correct fix, because it's not really a fix. It's more of a band-aid, but it was effective. The only problem with it is you'd lose your standpipe at this point. Doing it this way, you lose the flow of your standpipe, so then the only way your pond can regulate itself is through the emergency spillway, which that's what they're there for. You just don't want to make them primary. So anyways, when that valve opened up, they came down here and just put a plug. You can tell where they took a coupling and a plug, and I'm sure, I don't know, this was done years ago. We don't have a clue. It was here before us, but I bet they either had to A, let the pond drain all the way down and then plug it, or water was rushing out of that thing and they used some wet dry PVC cement and put the plug on there and shoved it on there and got soaking wet doing it, and probably had to, I don't know, use some bars or something to hold that thing on there long enough for that glue to sit so the pressure wouldn't blow it right back off. But that's what they did. Kind of interesting. You never know what you're gonna find when you come to these repair jobs and stuff. You coming in behind multiple folks, and no telling how old this stuff is, no telling how many hands have touched it. So you never know what you're gonna find or what you're gonna have to deal with. It makes it an adventure. All right, let me get back up this hill without killing myself. Put the camera down. Pick y'all back up in a minute. So here's kind of the next phase of the project. So give you an idea where we're at. We were working right over there on the other side of those trees. So we were working over there on that side of the lake. Walked across the dam, and now we're back over here to the other side. So here's the issues we've got going on over here, and don't really know why this pond is shaped like this, but apparently, so best guess, this island section right here maybe was, I don't know, part of the original pond or something. I guess maybe somebody took like a smaller excavator. It looks like they've dug this out to create like another section, but then it leaves like a small island there or anything. It's don't look right. It's just kind of choppy and chopped up, and you can't like maintain that. It's not like it's high enough out of the ground to do anything with, and this isn't enough water over here. It's just a mess. So we're gonna be dredging out part of the pond here to increase some depth, cutting this island out, basically just dragging it back here and just adding it back to the shoreline. I don't think we're gonna try to move any dirt or soil out of here. There I go talking with my hands. I'm sure I'm slinging the camera around too much, so I need to stop doing that. But we're gonna clip this dirt, drag it back, reshape this bank, make maintenance and stuff a little easier. God, it's hard to walk in this boot cast. Hard to walk on hills and stuff. And then we've got another head section up here that's actually, it's a really deep channel. It's got some really good depth to it, but we're gonna go up here and kind of clean this bank out, smooth it out. It's got some bad transitions in it. It's really steep bank, hard to clean, hard to maintain. Clean up some of that trash and debris over there. Same with that. We're gonna take that bank down, smooth it out to where it's not such a rough transition, and I don't know if we're gonna maybe take those trees out, we'll see. But basically kind of adjust and clean all of that up. So that's the next phase of this project. I think we're gonna break and go eat some lunch real quick. So we'll see y'all this afternoon. a tree in half with an excavator. No need to get down and get your chainsaw. Just stab it and rip. know if y'all can see that orange flag right there. There's my grade line for the water level. So now that I can see past all this dirt, I can start flipping it down, getting me a good slope grade going down to the water level, and then really be able to start working my way down this bank, putting all this dirt out. If I can get it close with the X, less work we'll have to do later with the dozer, so that'll be the plan. Basically put it pretty close to the slope we want with this machine, moving the dirt, and then use the dozer and just slick it up. There's a lot of trash mixed into this dirt too. Mess and stumps. It ain't the prettiest dirt. The same for a while, so I'm gonna finish throwing this dirt back, kind of slicking this bank up, and we'll pick y'all up in a little bit. So here we go. Here's our kind of final results here. Went down and bailed that dirt back off of the lake. We got our flags, took the slope down a lot. Made a nice smooth transition, got rid of that extra dirt. Got the dozer out here working now, slicking everything off, but went all the way around this bank and just cut some of that steepness out of it. We had it was like water level, and then you had almost 2 foot of like a drop off embankment that you were never gonna be able to maintain and keep clean, and reduced. Got a nice slope there. Here it's still, you know, fairly steep down into the lake. I mean, it gets, you know, pretty deep pretty quick. I'm not but 3 foot off of that flag and already 3 foot deep, so you got a 1-to-1 slope. Usually looking for 1-to-2, 1-to-3 slope, something like that, so you don't just drop off too quick. But you know, it's pretty decent. So that's the results. Clipping all this dirt back. We're gonna get it smoothed out and kind of wrap that up. We were thinking about lighting burn piles today, but it was just a little too windy and we didn't have enough time. So it's Friday, we're not gonna work too late, so we might be wrapping it up after this, but I think she turned out pretty good. So quite a bit of dirt right here. I guess they had dug this lake out or something at some point, and they didn't want to take the dirt very far, so they just built a bank straight up in the air. So now we'll be able to at least mow it, maintain it, something. All right, back to work. Good news, y'all. So I just talked to the project manager guy and convinced him to let's get rid of some of these trees that's growing along the lake bank. So we had to take some trees down. All right, here we go. I'm not necessarily like a tree hater. I'm not necessarily an environmentalist either. But I don't know. I got mixed feelings about trees. Trees are necessary. Trees are pretty. I don't think we ought to just go and tear every tree down. But trees got their place. Sometimes trees should be places. Sometimes trees shouldn't be places. There are pretty trees and there are ugly trees. And I don't mind keeping a really pretty tree. A really pretty tree is, I mean, it's a really pretty tree. But when you got a messed up tree in a messed up location, get rid of it. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Trees grow every day. I understand that upsets a lot of folks. I'm just trying to be, realistic and practical. Very weird clumping of trees here. Way down into the pond bottom, because that way I can, once I walk back to the other side, I'll just reach over there and grab it and we'll drag it up onto the bank, and then probably use the chainsaw and cut that one up. Let's see if I can find something to break this tree off. Oh yeah. And we will do the same with this one. I didn't even have to dig around that one. It just pushed right over. Let's see if his brother or sister right here is going to do the same. Probably. Oh yeah. That one was in the ground a little better, but not much. That was close. Thought the thing was going to set down flat. Say close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, so we're good. I'm definitely doing my best right now to set one of these pieces of tree on top of myself. Know that. Getting towards the end of the day on a Friday, I'm losing my patience and concentration to take my time. I'm ready to get some of this done and wrap it up. Hurry up and get this pile out of the way because dozer man has done caught me. that big hornet? He did. You want me to get out of your way? Oh, let me go that way. Well, we are going to, we've got an island out here that we need to cut back and get rid of. I have 0 hard bottom in this pond, and I do not have mats with me. So, let's see how we are going to make this happen. Some of this dry dirt up from up here. We're going to build us a little land bridge, and we'll walk out here, and then when I bail that stuff backwards, just fill this hole in over and over. But I'm going to have to build enough of a bridge where I can reach all the way out there. I'm probably going to have to walk out here and then reach back and throw some more dry dirt out in front of me. Make that a little bit wider. Dry dirt, there's no base. So when I walk down to it, what it does is it just pushes the mud and everything that's up underneath it down, and it'll hold you for a little bit, but then it just deteriorates. I'm not going to be out here long, but I don't know if it's going to hold up or not. All situations where like I am good right now, but in a matter of just a few seconds I could not be good. Because once what I am sitting on gives way, it's over with. Like I'll go straight to the down bottom. So just have to be very careful. One of the funnest things about lawn work is it is incredibly challenging because there is a lot of problem solving. It's not like regular dirt work where you're like, all right, hey, I'm just going to drive over here and move that dirt. You can't really do that because you don't know. I mean, you don't know if you're going to be supported, if it's got a good bottom, is it, you know, how much mud is there? Am I going to be able to walk through a foot or two of mud and this hit hard bottom and be good? Am I going to be able to reach to dig that dirt out? Am I causing an issue with water flow? I got to drain this. You know, it's just a lot of variables. It's fun because you're solving problems all the time you're working. And it requires you to use your brain. And any day you can use your brain is a good day. A lot of the times running equipment, you don't get like physically tired, but a lot of the day, at the end of the day, you're done because you are brain tired. You are tired of thinking. You are tired of focusing. You are tired of concentrating. You are tired of worrying about, hey, is this going to work? Is that going to work? Can I go over here? Can I go over there? You know, grab this control, grab that control. It wears me out mentally. And usually at the end of the day, I'm just done. All I can do is just go home and sit there and stare at the TV. The kids help me out a lot because a lot of times I just like chase them around. And if you're like chasing your young kids around, you know, it's not like something you have to focus on. You just run and laugh and scream at them and yell at them and play with them, you know. It's just fun. Kind of wind down. It's like you spent the whole day trying to focus on something, and at the end of the day, you can just go home to chaos with your kids. It's pretty cool. This is actually going along pretty nicely. I'm set up and shoot, this little bridge is holding up, and we about got this little island section taken care of. I am just stockpiling everything behind me, and that way once I can get back up on the shore on some more stable ground, then I will grab it and do Well, y'all, it's 6 o'clock on a Friday, so it is quitting time. We didn't quite get done with everything we needed to do today, but we got a lot accomplished. There's the island we just took down, what's left of it. Couldn't really clean that up with that mud, but kind of throwed it up onto the bank, wasted it out a little bit so it'll dry. Walk down in here. We still got to get the rest of this little, whatever this was in the pond, the little humped up section. Gonna clip it down, fill in that area, dress that bank up. There is that bank that we got clipped down today and all smoothed out. So I got a bunch of trash that we're gonna try to probably just scratch up into the bottom of the pond with the mini and burn right where it sits, clean all that up. We got some cleanup work done over there on the other side, finished cleaning out the little duck pond section. Still a heap of work to do. Didn't get to burn our piles today. It was a little windy. They threw the red flag on us. So no burn day, couldn't do that. We will have to attempt that again next week, but that is her. Still got to go down this bank, finish that stuff up, repair that standpipe, and maybe in the next week or so we're going to start filling her back up. So we were hoping to do some dredging work over here, get out there and start dredging out the pond bottom, let it dry out some more and get a lot of this mud and silt out of there, but the owner did not want to put money into that, and I don't blame him because that gets quite expensive. A lot of yards of dirt to be moved, a lot more time, a lot more expense than that, so can't say that I blame him. It's not like it's a necessary thing. It doesn't have to happen. The pond is plenty deep enough. It doesn't have a whole lot of silt wash in. The head section needs some more cleaning up to get some more depth so it won't grow too much vegetation, but other than that, she's coming together right nice. Y'all have a great weekend and happy Easter, everybody. Hope you get to spend some time with your families and celebrate the reason we're all here. He is risen.